Hello and welcome to episode, number 40. My name is Torsten Taubel, and it was a question, procrastination. So it's interesting because we look at procrastination in so many ways, and it sometimes shows up in our life, and usually at some point in our life it does show up often. And so I thought this is a great topic to talk about. And so the one thing that I've really become aware of is this this thing that a lot of us do, or a lot of people do, when you're in a place where you're procrastinating, or you're kind of being aware of what would actually work for you, work for creating your life, and you're not actually choosing it. One of the things that's really useful to do is actually instigate something in your life where you put yourself in the right space every morning when you wake up, and then you choose to do whatever is required in that moment. And so, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? It's a good question. So what it really means is like these patterns that we normally do. So if you have a pattern of normally getting up and checking your email, or checking Twitter, or checking Facebook, or something like that when you first wake up, well, next try to wake up and not do that. Not do what you normally do. Because we usually use things like that as part of something that is a distraction, and we use that to procrastinate and not actually do what is required. And so it's kind of getting the momentum for the day. It's kind of like getting things started, and sort of having that intention for the day, having that it's sort of starting your day and getting things moving in the way that you really want to. And so playing with that, and not doing the things that you would normally do when you wake up. So that can really shift things. And so whatever it is that you are looking to jump in and do, that you're not doing, whatever it may be, and it may, it may be something like later on in the day that is required of you, or whatever. I'd really be curious, what is the one thing that you find that you procrastinate the most over? So I know for some people it might be doing physical activity of some sort of something like exercise or whatever it is. I know people have an aversion to that. What if I know some people have an aversion to like cleaning, or clearing, or organizing stuff, or going through things. So they kind of have a bunch of things that haven't been taken care of, haven't been looked at, and so it just kind of sits there and never gets dealt with. So these are some things. I'm really curious to know what it is for you that you procrastinate about. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's work related. It can be all kinds of things. So the other thing that I kind of wanted to address here with procrastination, and in my world, I know procrastination is a little bit of resistance too. Hello. And so some of it is also being aware of that. When you procrastinate, you're kind of resisting to something. And of course, the first thing that most people do is make themselves wrong for not doing what they think they should be doing, or that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so the first place that a lot of people go to is that, well, you go into the wrongness of yourself for procrastinating. Well, what if that wasn't actually the first place you could go? What if you could take a moment when you realize you're procrastinating, going, okay, so what is this actually creating? And what am I choosing? And am I also aware of the change that actually can occur and does occur when you acknowledge that procrastination isn't the thing. It, like, when you acknowledge that you're actually so close to changing something, and what if that choice to change it can really open the door for something else? So instead of looking at it as a bad thing, look at it, like, kind of turn it and really look at it like, what is it that, there is something here that's actually, I'm almost at a point of breaking through. So it's really looking at it from a different place. And then the other thing about it is, what if you chose to do the opposite of what you normally choose? Again, it's looking at it from a different place and just doing something different. And so whatever your thing that you end up doing, or maybe it's not a thing, maybe it's like anything, like you literally choose anything to do something different to avoid what you know that you should be choosing, or that you know what is actually required to make your life greater. So what if you just chose that and you didn't think about it, and you're just like, okay, every time that shows up, I'm just going to choose it. Like, every time. And so you literally, you're turning 180 degrees, and you're literally facing what you don't want to face, and you just choose it. Because the interesting thing is, it's probably not going to kill you. It probably is just, whatever you've been putting off, once you actually do it, then it actually changes your world. And actually, a lot of times when you do choose to do with the thing that you're not really interested in doing, when you actually do it and when it's done, then it tends to actually, it gives you a sense of kind of like accomplishment in a way. And so knowing that when you do choose something that you have been resisting or procrastinating about, that there's actually a reward at the end of it. There's a couple of them, actually. One of them is that whatever it is that you've been resisting actually gets done, which is amazing. And two, when you actually get it done, you generally are in a better state because of it. And so it's almost like a double-fold reward in a way, and also the acknowledgement of, like, when you get it done, it's like done. And some things are maybe not done currently right away. It may take some time to actually have that happen, but there is this, it creates this space in your world, and also it creates this this place in your world where you start to realize that by choosing that thing that you're resisting actually doesn't end your life. And it usually makes it greater. So what if you could choose that, and what if you're willing to choose that, and how much would that change for you if you so chose to not procrastinate and not resist, and just go to a place of, like, literally facing everything front on and choosing it, and not allowing anything to get in your way. So, and how much more ease would there be in your life if you started showing up in a different way, and you started choosing that? Like, what would that create in your life? So anyways, I just wanted to kind of just talk about that today. And it's interesting, like, how much we also use that as a reason kind of to stop ourselves from choosing more. And part of this conversation came up because I was aware of where I do that in my life, where I sort of know what is required and then not choose it. And I'm also aware of like what that creates in my world. And so I get it's a topic that shows up for a lot of people. Maybe this time of year it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe so many people are so busy with the holiday season that there's so much going on that it's just not there. Maybe you're procrastinating because of the holiday season, that you may want to get some gifts for people or something like that, and you've been putting it off. So it's all these things that can show up in so many different ways. And so yeah, just really looking at changing your patterns for your day when you wake up really sets the intention of creating something different. And so play with that and see what if that changes anything for you, and really look at like the difference that change, like, you know, not resisting it and just choosing it anyways, what that creates, and play with that and see if that changes your day-to-day as well. So anyways, with that, what else is possible in life? And thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.